Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Tamari, the Astro Fashionista. For all of you that don't know, I'm a professional astrologer. I've been studying astrology for over 14 years now. I have a business, Astro Fashionista LLC, where I help people navigate their lives using ancient astrology, also other new age tools, numerology. I'm also a certified Reiki practitioner. I use tarot cards, oracle cards, pendulums. I do it all. So I really want to go over the 12 zodiac signs in today's video. And I'm a Western astrologer. I know there's all types of different forms of astrology. There's Chinese astrology, there's Vedic astrology. I am a Western astrologer, even though I dabble in learning about all forms of astrology. So I want to go through the 12 zodiac signs. I'm going to do more videos in depth about everything astrology, from love to business. But today, let's just start with all of the basics. Okay, Scorpio. Scorpio is the 8th sign of the zodiac. And people born under the sign of Scorpio are born around October 23rd to about like November 21st. Scorpio is a water sign. Water signs, again, are intuitive. They're feelers. They're very emotional. Scorpio's ruling sign. So there's traditional rulers and modern rulers. Scorpio's traditional ruler is Mars. So I'm starting to lean towards, as an astrologer, to only using traditional rulers. It makes sense under that form of astrology. Using traditional rulers, every sign is ruled by, or every planet rules 2 signs. So I'm starting to lean towards that, but just for the sake of this educational video, Mars's modern ruler is Pluto. And Mars, again, is Aries ruler as well, was the god of war. So where I would say Aries is a fire sign, Mars is more of like this action, right? Mars with Scorpio, because it's a water sign, is almost more of like a internal, like bubbling of emotions and oh my God, it's like I can feel the energy of the signs, but almost like a current. Like imagine like a current, water just moving, and then the wave hits and it's like whoosh, like that's Scorpio Mars right there. So there is this like dynamic of like this fighting energy that Scorpio has. It's very like aggressive, just like Aries. But then the Pluto, as the modern ruler, Pluto ruled the underworld. So it's all about like death and rebirth and power. So Scorpio has like this, both of this energy to them. Let's see. The sign is ruled by the Scorpion, Stinger. Its opposite sign is Taurus. The lucky day is Tuesday. If I could say Scorpio in one word, it would be transformative. Body parts ruled by Scorpio, the genitals. That's where they get the reputation of like being like so sexual from. Famous Scorpios: Hillary Clinton, Leonardo DiCaprio, Bo Derek, Danny DeVito, Whoopi Goldberg, Bill Gates, Grace Kelly, Robert Kennedy, Calvin Klein, Fran Lebowitz, Demi Moore, Pablo Picasso, Julia Roberts, Theodore Roosevelt, and Maria Shriver. So I know this sign very well, Scorpio. Not only because I'm a Taurus, but I have 4 planets in Scorpio. Scorpio rising, Pluto in Scorpio, Mars in Scorpio, Saturn conjunct my ascendant in Scorpio. So I know this energy intuitively. I can feel it. But I also I've just been surrounded, like both of my grandparents on my mother's side were Scorpios. My dad's sister was a Scorpio. My dad's brother was a Scorpio. I just know this energy. And Scorpios it's a very, very interesting sign. Like I said, in the Gemini part, I would say the 2 most polarizing signs in the zodiac are both Gemini and Scorpio. Gemini, because more so of like this whole reputation for being two-faced or whatever. Scorpio is more about Like they're seen as like manipulative, and so I don't want to bash any sign. I think every one of us has every sign in our chart, first of all, and we all need every energy of each sign to function. Like all the 12 signs make a full part. It's a full story. So with Scorpios, it's almost like they are a strong sign. They go through a lot in life. It's all about death and rebirth. So it's this constant like going through, climbing some, or going after like some sort of issue, trauma, ending it, finding a solution, breathing a little bit, and then it just starts over and over. Like that's almost like the life of a Scorpio. Like me and my brother joke that my grandma's life is Mercury retrograde. Like there's always just something going on. Like, and it's kind of exhausting because you're like, what the hell? But because they go through so much, I would say Scorpio is the strongest sign of the zodiac. Like I'm just going to come out and say it. Like I think they are the strongest. And what I mean strong, I mean as far as like resilient. I don't mean like strong physical, like resilient. Like they literally can withstand so much trauma and still go on. So it's a formidable opponent. Like you don't want to have a bad issue with the Scorpio. Like they will fight to the death for things that they believe in. Because it's a fixed sign, they're stubborn. Like all four fixed signs are stubborn. That's Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius, which I haven't gotten to. But when they believe in something, a Scorpio, they are not wavering, much like a Taurus or Leo. They really just dig. They're like, no, like, and they sometimes will never admit that they're wrong. Never. Like you won't get that from them. They'll move on almost like it never happened. Like they might rather never talk about an issue that you have and just move on, but in their mind they'll never forget. It's like always in the back of their mind. And so because of that, it's hard for them to really, really forgive and let things go. They hold on to a lot. They can hold on to a lot of pain. They're very loyal and supportive. So if I have a crisis, the first person I would want to call is a Scorpio. Like they know how to react in crisis, and that's because their life is about crisis. They know how to just be there and let's do this, let's do that. And it rules the 8th house. Scorpio rules the 8th house, which is all about death and taxes and what else? Debt and other people's money. So like they're good at like the things that other people aren't comfortable talking about. Like Scorpios excel in that sort of thing. A lot of them might be attracted to careers that are like kind of taboo or investigative work. They like watching these like detective shows, and like they never take anything at face value. Like you tell them something, if they don't feel that you're telling them the truth, they're never going to believe. Like it doesn't matter what you say, they won't believe it. They're going to investigate it, or if they already think something, they're going to keep thinking that. Like you can't change their mind about that. What else about Scorpios? They actually are great healers. There's 3 levels of Scorpio. There's like the snake, and then the top level is like the eagle, right? So if you're a lower level Scorpio, that's like the worst manifestation of that sign. Is somebody that's like manipulative and like can't be trusted and emotional and like just like not good energy. But if you're like a high level evolved, the eagle Scorpio, you're a healer. You can change the world. This is the type of power that this sign possesses. And it's really can be beautiful to see a Scorpio evolve into this higher level of consciousness, this higher level of learning. I mean, I have goosebumps right now because I really, really see that this sign has they have so much potential to do so much good in the world. And I think a good example of that is like Bill Gates. And I don't know that much about Bill Gates' life, but I know that, you know, he's amassed a lot of wealth. And again, Scorpio rules the 8th house. So where the 2nd house is ruled by Taurus, the opposite sign, the 8th house rules money as well, but it's more of debts and larger sums of money, like finance and credit cards and that sort of thing. So Bill Gates, again, he's made a lot of wealth and he's given a lot back. So I would say that's a very good use of like a Scorpio power. What else can I say about Scorpio? I said they're stubborn. I've noticed, because it's a water sign, again, they're very intuitive. They're very, they know how to like go with what they feel in their gut. But because they're so emotional, sometimes that like their emotion can come across as rage, because they don't know. Again, it's Martian energy. It's aggression. It's anger. It's fiery, but not fire. It's like water fire. So it's like if it doesn't have anywhere to go, it can be explosive. So I think it's really important for like a Scorpio to be like doing activities or boxing or working out, just like to express that built up tension. What else? If you're dating a Scorpio, this is not a sign to play around with. If you're not serious about them and they are in a serious mode, and I would say Scorpios are either, if they're not serious and they're not ready to settle down, they'll probably just be playing the field. Like they'll, you know, they do have a reputation for being promiscuous or whatever. I don't think, like, you can't really equate that to every Scorpio, but I will say if they're just playing the field, they're going to play the field. But if they are serious and you're playing around with them, that's not a good idea. Like, they are in it to win it. They're in it for the long run. They really want something that lasts. They expect an unwavering amount of loyalty. So if you're not going to be loyal to them, don't even bother. They don't have time for that. And if you double cross them, you're DTM, dead to me, dead to them. Like, you're dead. Like, they will never talk to you again. They will never think about, well, they'll think about you, but it's almost like they'd rather not and erase you from your mind. It's almost like they never existed, or you never existed. I have a Scorpio ex-boyfriend. We didn't really end on like terrible terms, but like, I'm never to be hurt. Like, don't know where the guy went. Nowhere to be found. I'm married now, so I don't care, but like, that's what I mean. It's like, we spent 4 years together. It's like, I know I'm dead to him, and you know, that's just how it is. So that's Scorpio.